Fat. We're the Phat Peeps.
Hey peeps.
Oh, hello.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Phat Peeps podcast, episode number 29. We are the Phat Peeps. I'm your host today, Joey, and I am here with PJ, aka Tech3200.
Hi everyone.
John, aka Cameraman John.
Oh, that's me. Hi.
And Garrick, aka Big Target.
Hola.
And every week we bring you some nerdy game culture, video games, movies, entertainment type stuff. You know, sometimes tech stuff.
Allegedly.
Just
All
like
the
a
shiz.
wide swath of nerd stuff, but mostly video game stuff. And today is mostly video game stuff.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
I think it's
But
all
before-
video game stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty much all video game stuff today. But before we get into the topics, we always start off the show with the icebreaker question of the day.
Whoa.
Today's icebreaker is, what song gets your feels going?
Oh, great
What
question,
kinda
Joey.
feels like
Loins.
instinctual.
Yeah.
I was gonna
What?
say like instinctual sexual needs.
Oh my God.
Like
Oh.
sadness, happiness, or does it not matter? You're talking about like any feelings.
The word is feels.
So interpret it
Interpret that how
as
you
you
will.
will.
Because
if
every
you're
song
dead
has its
inside?
own meaning.
Oh.
Allegedly. I
Uh,
usually just listen to the beat. And if it
So there's-
sounds feely, then it's like, sure.
Okay, so
Oh.
what's
But go
your
on.
go-to? Let me rephrase the question then. Whenever you need a song that is either A, gonna lift you up, or B, going to like
Lift you down.
kind of
Lift you down.
like
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. Like, you know, sad like listening to a sad song when you're down.
Okay.
Like people do that. I can't personally do that,
Uh-huh.
but like
Oh,
people
no.
do that. So like one of those two things. Whenever you're in a situation where you need something that's gonna match your mood when you're in like a sad mood, or something that's gonna lift you up, what is that song for you guys?
Why don't you give us an example, PJ?
Yes.
I have a lot. A lot
Oh,
of them are
no.
from Linkin Park.
Oh.
They were like,
it doesn't
I'm
really
numb.
matter.
that used to be it before,
Man.
but that was like a teenage angsty me.
Oh, okay.
As I
Like
got-
in middle school, did you guys have to do the typing class thing? Like you had before the computer class began, you do typing, native speaking or whatever, and you
Yeah.
play
Uh,
music, and that was like my first song on the playlist. So whenever I hear
Wow.
that song, I think native speaking.
You started crying while you were typing. John was just like, it really doesn't matter.
No.
So you must have that song memorized by then. Go ahead and recite it.
Yes,
And,
please.
no, I don't.
Oh.
This is middle school. Who remembers things from middle school?
I kinda know
You'd
the
be
song.
surprised.
Oh, anyways, continue.
I
PJ,
remember a lot of
just-
things from middle school.
Oh, I
Anywho,
know.
A lot of unimportant things.
so when you
golly,
listen to that song, that gives you feelings, basically, is what you're telling me.
in the
Like,
loins.
in the loins, yes. So I'll just pick two. Numb
Okay.
is a
Okay.
strong one for me by them.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
With Jay-Z?
Wait,
No, not reanimation. Hell no.
Lamination. Wait, what?
Reanimation.
Oh,
It's their remix of their
It's ca-
Hybrid Theory album with Jay Z.
I think it was called Numb Encore.
It's all
Yeah,
four
that's
words
what
to
it was. So Numb, just because like my history with my mom, it's a tough situation.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
wow.
go into it, but basically that song reminds me of that. And then as of recently with them, what is it? Halfway Right. Just because it's like that was Chester's screaming out for help song, and I find it interesting because it's very much a song where it's just like I'm arguing with myself because there's no one else to argue with, and I feel that internally sometimes. But the song that will make me cry every single time It's actually not by Linkin Park. It's by 4 Years Strong. It's called One Step Closer, and the
Oh.
song is about the lead singer. I think it's the lead singer or one of the band members' brother died in December. And he talks about like the lyrics are literally like every November it gets a little bit colder, stuff like that, and it's just a very touching song to me because my brother actually died on December 25th, Christmas.
Oh, wow.
So that song hits me really hard every time I listen to it, and no matter what, just thinking about it starts making me tear up a little bit. So
Oh.
I have a lot of songs that
Yeah.
attachments to
Why'd
me
you
because
have to
I
go
listen to
first? Not-
lyrics.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well,
I-
He set the bar really high.
I know.
Well, I listen to lyrics a lot.
I
and
don't.
I do too. What are you assuming we don't listen to lyrics? Oh,
I don't. He's
Well,
right
no,
about me.
Oh,
No,
awkward.
I know he
Yeah,
doesn't.
he'd be
'cause-
right about me as well.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of people just
Yeah.
like jiving with the rhythm and stuff like that. But since I like singing the songs too, I obviously got to learn the lyrics. So I like listening to them. And I used to like writing a lot too. So I tried to find inspiration in other people's songs.
Yeah.
I should say it's not that I don't listen to lyrics in songs that have lyrics. It's just most of the time that's not why I want to listen to music.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like I don't want to like read poetry essentially.
And I get that. Like as of recently, I've been listening a lot of it's a playlist on Pandora called Pop Remixes, and it's literally just all clubhouse or house
wow.
music remixes of pop songs, and it's literally just like the chorus over and over again with a sick beat. And when I'm listening to that, like sometimes I'll sing it if it's stuff that I know the chorus to or I know the whole song and that's playing the whole song, but at that point I'm just jiving with it to keep me awake when I'm driving to work in the morning or to like lift my spirits after work to like get me in a good mood before I get home. So I feel you on that. But is there a particular song that you can think of, Joey, that kind of like hits you?
No, so it's weird. I don't really have any like mainstream music that like there's no song that I can like name. Like it's not like the same how like it is for you, right? There's a lot of dance music that will elicit a like want to dance emotion into me.
Like Carmel
Of, like,
dancing?
No, not that one so much, but more of like I want to go out and socialize and dance. This
Whoa.
music makes me want to go out and see people and dance with people.
It's the grind up on the chick music.
Wow.
No, it's usually like funk
So-
music and like
Huh.
kind of disco music, right?
Wow. You gotta show me some of this music.
Nah,
Maybe it'll help me socialize.
Yes.
But then there's a lot of like video game music that elicits a lot of strong emotions.
Memories.
No, not memories. Like because a lot of the time I'll listen to like a brand new song. Like I'll hear like
Yeah.
a song in a trailer for a video game that I know nothing about, and
Okay.
it'll just like hit me right. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't even the way to describe that emotion. I can't pinpoint it anywhere. It's like literally just emotion, like welling emotion.
Okay.
So
And
hearing,
like obviously like orchestra music tends to be designed to do that.
Okay.
Oh yes.
Yeah, of course.
But I was gonna say the intro, like the main menu music for Dark Souls 3, like gets me going every single time.
Oh.
I'm gonna drop it into the Discord chat so you guys can listen to it if you want.
Oh. Okay.
But yeah, that song. It's just like, you know, like choir, like you know, big
It feels
orchestra
full.
type stuff.
It's just immersive.
Yeah.
The monks chanting.
It's interesting to me that you state like game trailer stuff and whatnot. Like I know it's an actual song, but Mad World by Gary Jules, whenever they put that over the first Gears of War
That's a
trailer,
good
that
song.
was a ridiculously awesome like hit hard trailer. I think honestly that's one of the trailers that hit me the hardest out of every game.
And it's funny too that you bring that up because like that's a really good, like that was a really good example of that where it was done right,
Yeah.
but it created a really bad trend.
Oh yeah.
Like, let's take this pop song and slow it down and make it all moody for like video game and or
like in a minor key. Minor keys always get me.
The only two game series that I've ever seen in my life that do it well with pop music and put it towards like something that they're using it is Borderlands and Gears of War. There's only two that I can think of off the top of my head that do it well. Maybe Call of Duty. I'll give them a little bit of leeway, but for the most part, Call of Duty is just random shit.
Borderlands just uses the pop song
in the game,
right?
Yeah. Gears of War was just
they're
a
not
marketing
like
department
changing
where
everything.
Selected a good song. That kind of stuck with everyone.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, those are the two where I sit there and I'm just like, oh, if I'm gonna think of like a cool trailer that's gonna get me involved. I don't know if the other Gears trailers hit me as hard though. That one, for some reason, that will always be memorable to me. I remember when it dropped and I was like, holy crap, this game is going to be something different. And it was. It was way different. So they did an awesome job with that. But look at Epic now.
Look at them now.
God, I feel so old thinking about like talking about a game that's over 15 years old now.
Back in my day.
Jesus, man. So we got
all right.
you, John.
Let me open up the floor to John. Go ahead.
Oh, God.
I thought John already said.
I did.
Oh, did you?
I don't know.
Did he?
I don't remember. I don't even remember what I said.
John's answer was "In the End" by Linkin Park because it reminds him of the computer lab.
Oh no, that wasn't really memories. It was more because songs more have.
You told us a story for no reason. Then
more like scarred for life.
No, you gave up. That's your answer. You gave up your answer.
I'm just like
for that.
Well, you chose the angsty teenager song that everyone had.
But that's a lie. John isn't emo.
Oh, awkward.
In the End is an emo song.
Oh, even more awkward.
It's. I don't know. That's an overstatement. I disagree with Garrick's statement. I will not be associated with it.
I disagree.
Anyone that comments on hatred will all be facilitated towards Garrick. I don't know.
I mean, what is emo?
It's music is very subjective, PJ. So I'm sorry.
Let's finish this topic out. Who's left?
I believe it is I, Garrick. So, like what we talked about with like Mad World. I want to say like it also depends on the rendition of the song. This might not be my best song per se, but I'm gonna say "Sound of Silence," but the disturbed version. That is
a good version of it.
It feels very emotional, but oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say the Simon and Garfunkel one. It's powerful, but it doesn't hit as hard as
it doesn't hit right
voice, because his voice is just so. He's a dickbag, but it's very soulful, and he is very good at portraying like depth and pain.
But I think my real answer would be a Billie Eilish song called "When the Party's Over." It's about when the party is over. The biggest thing about the song, like the reason why like "Sound of Silence" and "When the Party is Over" gets me, it's like I said, it's obviously like the song lyrics, if you boil it down, they're very like all these feels song are very similar. It could be about love, it could be about loss and stuff like that, but it's about, to me personally, how it's portrayed, how it's sung, and how the composition is. And that's why I would say, like, out of all like the Billie Eilish songs that I've listened to, "When the Party Over" is the best one, because not only is it a great song, but it's a very technical and difficult song done perfectly by Billie Eilish. But I'll combine that all together, and that's the song that you'll probably hear me kind of like bumping up and listening to and just getting like those goosebumps from.
Wow.
That's my answer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool stuff, dudes. Cool stuff.
All right. Well, I guess that'll do it for our icebreaker question of the day. And now we can move into some video game topics.
Wow.
Main event.
Oh yeah.
Starting us off here, Left 4 Dead 2.
Wait a minute, that's an
Getting-
old game.
I know, right? Getting an update
Huh?
called The Last Stand. There's a official Left 4 Dead blog post on the subject that you can go check out. But the
Okay.
gist of it is The Last Stand is a campaign created by the community for the community, and they're going to be releasing it officially to the game.
Oh, so what you're saying is Valve is taking credit and not doing any effort and just saying, take this from the community to the community.
Well, I mean, I don't know if they're taking
I made
credit because
this.
they very clearly
Yeah.
said created by the community.
True.
It's kind of
Uh,
just like a backing type of thing. Like, oh, we're gonna make this official because you
Yeah,
guys.
because we're not
are
doing it.
passionate. Yeah.
So that just says that Left 4 Dead is still a beloved kind of series or game, I guess.
people
It's
still
there's
play
no
it.
games
franchise.
that are like it that do it well. Like I know that there's what's it called? DayZ, is it?
No, World War Z.
World War Z.
World War Z.
So there's that, but I doubt that one has the same like feeling of Left 4 Dead. And then I know there's what was that other Alien one that they came out with last year?
GTFO, I believe. Or is
Yeah.
that-
I think you're right.
No, that's
which-
what it is.
that's
that
another
one-
one I want to play.
Yeah, but I heard that one got trash canned. Like everyone was super hyped
It-
for it, and then it didn't do as well as it should have, and
Right.
it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know.
mean-
I just think Left 4 Dead created that genre, and
Yeah.
it did it well.
It's classic.
It's
and-
classic, but I don't see that genre going anywhere else. Like, it's
Yeah.
not. I'm not interested in like horde games.
There
I
was no
don't
more
know.
to explore with it.
Yeah.
Like
I like
Who
I
knows?
like
Maybe a
such a
developer will.
rail
explore it.
system.
Yeah.
I like the repeatability sometimes. It's just like mindless gaming. It's almost like that generation of almost like just grinding and just doing a mission over and over again got taken over by looter games like Destiny and stuff. It's pretty much the same. I bet those people migrated from Left 4 Dead to
Yeah.
Destiny like games, and
No,
it's just
I
an
feel like
evolution.
looter games have been around way longer than that. Way longer. Looter.
They have, but I feel like it's the same kind of style where you just do the same thing over.
It
and over
uses
again.
the
Yeah.
same elements, but looters are more about the actual loot. There's no loot
Yeah,
system in Left
but
4
the
Dead.
whole point I'm trying to get to is that the same people that played Left 4 Dead are the same people that are enjoy just doing mindless things of just being familiar with the level and just doing it over and over again to meet that goal of either escaping from zombies or getting this next loot or finishing this mission or something.
It
What
comes
I-
down to like proficiency and repetition, right?
Right.
Where
That's
it's
more or
like
less
so.
like perfecting stuff.
I had a discussion with my friend the other day about like MMOs and mechanics and stuff like that. And it's one of the things that I've never liked about raid mechanics is that they're so like reliant on everybody working together. And if there's if there's a single point of failure anywhere, everything's like ruined, right? Whereas like in a game like Phantasy Star or Diablo, for the most part, you can go through the area and like do fine.
Right.
But the proficiency comes in doing it faster, doing it better, knowing the tricks to like do it in a certain order so that you do it quicker. And from a looting game perspective, it's so that you can do runs quicker and you're actually killing more targets more quickly for faster loot drops. For something for like Left 4 Dead, it's just the satisfaction of being able to just steamroll through these campaigns, right? And just
Sure,
like having the group who is just like a well-oiled machine, who just everybody knows exactly how to play perfectly to just cut through the mobs and like barrel right through. And that's what keeps people playing.
What I find interesting, actually, now that I think back at it, because this genre was like prevalent at the time it was created. If you think about it and you take out the horror aspect of Left 4 Dead, it follows the same trend as like Halo. Halo is essentially the same exact thing. You're on a rail system where you're going through groups of enemies. The only difference is Left 4 Dead was like bigger enemy groupings. So I find
Well,
that to
and
be...
the
It's
pacing
linear.
is different.
Well,
right?
yeah,
So
but
it's
the
like,
same. It's the same genre. It's a shooter on rails.
I
I
don't think rail shooter
suppose-
is
I mean, it's
a
not a
correct
yeah, you're
description of it.
yeah, it's not exact, but I get what you're saying. It's a linear
Yeah.
shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's a better way
And
to put
yeah,
it.
I would say that you're right in that sense, except Left 4 Dead has no like veneer of having a campaign or a story or anything, right?
No.
Where it's like most shooters, like we'll take another shooter of Valve's, right? Half-Life. It's like strung together with either cutscenes or later through just like dialogue segments with NPCs, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like you're now no longer shooting. Like we are now into a different kind of gameplay mechanic of chilling as exposition happens.
Right.
Whereas Left 4 Dead is just constant boom, 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 go, go, go.
Well,
Get to the safe house. Get to the safe house.
Right.
The only
And
time
it's
things
just
slow
vague
down,
little things of story. Like at the very
Right.
beginning of the game, you're just told like Rochelle was
Well,
this
it's told-
character, and
it's
then
told you
Coach was
quickly-
this guy.
it's told quickly and organically, right?
Right. And it's
you
kind of
get
just
you
thrown
get
at
context about the characters through dialogue while you're playing, not
Right.
necessarily through a cutscene where what's his name sits down and is like, I'm gonna tell you
Yeah.
all about what I did before the zombies.
And that's interesting that you think about that, because it's more of an organic storytelling through the character's eyes, and something you'd actually see in real life. Like you're not gonna sit there and just be like, I mean, you'll sit there and you'll have conversations, but in the situation they're put into in the game, more than likely it's just gonna be them constantly running and talking as they go.
Well, because Valve understood what kind of game they were trying to make. They weren't trying to make a story-heavy kind of
No, it's
kind
supposed
of
to be an
game that was
arcade shooter.
profiling. That was
forward mode.
profiling each character and their role in each. It's just like, oh, you're Survivor. Let's group together and let's get out of here. Pretty much.
Right. Yeah, no, I think they did a fabulous job with that, and I wish there was more organic storytelling like that. I really
Yeah.
enjoy that type of gameplay.
It reminds me of like, so if it reminds me more of like Zombieland, where you're trying to survive on your own and these people just running into each other, and then eventually they become a group just trying to survive.
Yeah. I mean, that's most zombie stories are actually pretty much all zombie stories are pretty much
Yeah,
like that. It's
true.
like this group of people that wouldn't usually, come together
Yeah.
are forced to kind of help
From
each other.
different walks
Yeah.
of life.
Which is cute.
I don't know. I'm down to play it. Let's play it again.
Yeah,
I
it's
just-
alright.
I have
So
a
good.
weird feeling that like there is a lighthouse map already involved in the game. I don't
Oh
know.
wow.
So there is a lighthouse map in Left 4 Dead 1, and
Oh, it was an
in like the
expansion
Reddit
that they
thread,
put in.
people pointed it out. But it appears that like whatever this is like much larger than just porting that map over from Left 4 Dead 1. It
We
appears
know-
to be a much larger type of deal.
know
Apparently,
if
people are
it's-
saying it's been like people have been working on it for months on official private servers.
Okay.
Something like 27 developers or something like that.
Wow.
Damn.
That's good amount. People.
Yeah,
I wonder if
I'm
it's
just
like
stealing all this from
original...
people making comments on Reddit, right?
Yeah,
So like take it with
right.
a grain of salt. But
Yeah.
like this is what people are saying.
Yeah. I wonder if it's
So-
all original like assets and stuff, or are they reusing stuff? I mean, the
They
textures
gotta be
like they've...
reusing the stuff.
Yeah, they got to
Valve.
be reusing stuff
There's no way.
presumably.
Yeah, because otherwise it would look like a sore thumb if they used like a background that was from Valve and then they added a random asset from like a newer engine. Then it'd be
Well, I
like,
mean,
Well,
not
why is this-
necessarily. They
yeah.
could make an asset in
Texture
that
it or
engine
something.
and texture it appropriate to.
Yeah, it's
you
just
know.
all about texturing so it matches the old kind of art style. I mean, they do that with mods all the time. It's like Skyrim mods. You just have to match what the original art style was
Mhm.
to make it fit in.
Fit, make it not stand out. And that's definitely like a problem with a lot of Skyrim mods. It's some of them just like you're like, what is going on here? This looks photorealistic compared to everything else in the game. Like it just doesn't fit. So I've and same thing with Fallout. Like the Fallout games have a bunch of like, real world weapon mods, and they're all so clean looking. And I'm like, it's not how stuff would look out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like appropriate to the environment. Nobody's running around with a crisp, like freshly made M4 out in the middle of the wasteland. It's not going to happen.
Yep.
So it's definitely, when it comes to community stuff, like they have to try to make that stuff fit.
Yeah.
So it doesn't stand
and
out.
It's cool that Valve is making it official. This community project official, right?
I feel like Valve does that stuff though.
Well,
because they don't want to make games.
Yeah.
It's like, free stuff to make our game popular again.
Exactly. If you have a community of people who are willing to like do a bunch of work for you and like put out content for your game that you're not supporting anymore, are you going to tell them no?
I mean, if you're Nintendo,
right? But like Nintendo, the thing about Nintendo is Nintendo refuses to like rope them in.
Right.
Like so, like this. I think this is kind of not exactly the same because Sega did it a lot better. But Sega with Sonic Mania, where they saw a bunch of developers in the like mod scene making content for the like Genesis era Sonic games, and those like mods and stuff were what people were like into, right? People weren't into the Sonic games that Sega was making, so they were like, hey, you people who make the mods that people like, just come and make a Sonic game for us. You just come and make the Sonic games now. And then you get Sonic Mania, which is like widely regarded to be the best Sonic game since like Sonic 3 or whatever.
Nice.
So
that's dope.
I think it's similar, but the difference here, right, is that like Valve didn't say, hey, come in here, we're going to put out a DLC and make you guys some money. It's just like, it's a community effort project and we're going to work together and put it out for like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Left 4 Dead is dedicated servers, not dedicated servers, but like personal servers, right? Like when you join someone's game, you're on their like network, right?
I'm not sure.
Because if they have dedicated servers for that, I'd be impressed.
I think it's hosts, right? Because it's only
isn't it host-based?
I would think so.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say, it's just the fact that they still give online support to games like that as.
Well, I think it's easier instead of like a dedicated server.
No, it's definitely easier. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of games from other companies where they just like completely shut the online off. And younger games than Left 4 Dead.
That's kind of the sad thing too, is that like, say what you will about dedicated servers, because like they are good. Like, don't get me wrong, dedicated servers are like better than having a host connection, right? Because
especially when you got that friend that still has like dial-up.
Yeah, but
oh my god,
with the dedicated server,
the game's popular.
Yeah, when the company running the server decides that it's like no longer monetarily feasible to run the server anymore, it's just like boom, that game's dead effectively. Right? Because it's like now you have no option to matchmake with anybody. It's literally there's nothing to connect to,
a sad
right?
thing.
And it's like stuff like Destiny, right? What happens when the Destiny 1 server goes down? Is Destiny 1 just a dead game? Like, if you have a copy of Destiny 1, is it just like unplayable because you like load it up and try to boot it up, and it's like, hey, there's no server to connect to, so there's no game to play.
So the old Call of Duties, you can still play. That's the interesting thing, right?
Yeah.
So because they're all host servers.
They're host based,
but what's going to happen, because now it's dedicated servers, so what's going to happen to Modern Warfare in 10, 15 years? Is it just
Modern Warfare has host based servers as well on the private match side of things.
Okay, so it will still be able to be played privately, just not matchmaking.
So that's why it takes a while to load in to custom matches.
You can do dedicated servers. Like there's like a private server option, when you like start up a private match, but I think by default it like has somebody host. Whoever's like hosting the match hosts
I think what normally happens if the community is still big enough, but the developer no longer supports it, they hand it off to the community themselves to like give them licenses to start their own dedicated server. So it doesn't necessarily die; it's just no longer supported by the developer servers.
Right, and that's usually how it goes down. But
like clans and stuff like that.
So like one that I think of specifically, Chrome Hounds. It's a game by Sega and FromSoft on the Xbox 360. It was Xbox 360 exclusive. There's like can't play it.
That's everywhere.
There's no online.
Completely dark, yeah.
And there's no PC version of the game to run any dedicated servers on. And like if you wanted to like connect to a dedicated server, like a private server somehow through your Xbox, you would probably need some kind of modded Xbox. So it's just like a big hassle, which means that like no private server group or anything would even start to rise out of it because it's too difficult of a thing to even get off the ground in the first place.
FromSoft is no longer a thing, right? They're absolved.
No, FromSoft makes the Dark Souls games.
Oh, I'm a derp.
Wow.
So I don't understand why they haven't made a Chrome Hounds reboot for like everything.
Because Dark Souls.
Yeah, but Chrome Hounds.
That's the thing. Is like FromSoft.
Good reason.
Was like all over the place. They like made a bunch of different games, right? They had like the Kingsfield games that were fantasy RPGs like Dark Souls, and they had the Armored Core series, which was like their mecha series, right? And then Demon Souls comes out, and then Dark Souls comes out and hits, and then it's just like boom, they make the Dark Souls games now. They are the Dark Souls company.
Yeah.
And I mean that was like what, a decade ago. And there hasn't been. I don't think there's been an Armored Core since then. I could be wrong about that, but
I think it have like other
certainly they haven't said anything about Chrome
though.
Hounds. Yeah, well, the person
or whoever
owns
the original rights, like Microsoft probably owns partial rights to it. Why haven't they resuscitated?
No, it's not. Sega would own the rights to it.
Oh, that's true. So then why not? Sega has a bunch of subsidiaries that could work for them.
Yeah. No,
I just don't understand it.
But I think it's one of those things where it's just like it's one of those niche games that didn't really take off in the first place. So it's like
you had the cult following of like 200 people that played it.
I feel like if FromSoft was likely to revive any if they were to revive one of their mecha franchises, it would probably be Armored Core, not Chrome Hounds, because Armored Core is the popular one.
Pigeonholed into one specific type of genre, and it didn't even play well. It was just for some reason fun, but it was broken.
What are you talking about? It played fantastic.
Well, for its time and what it was, yeah. But you got to think like how many of the guns in the game for the mechs just didn't do anything. Like there was definitely a lot of issues with the guns and the attachments and the weight system. There's a lot of glitches.
I don't know how much Chrome Hounds you played, but that game was
probably not as much as you, but it definitely had issues. Like I can tell you.
Well, and I don't know how much the multiplayer you played because the campaign was super janky and bad.
Yeah.
But like a lot of the mechanics was like way more tightened up in the multiplayer,
right? Because
all of those stats and stuff were held server side.
I had to completely stop playing the campaign because my mech broke and like phased through the map, and then I got stuck in the campaign when I was like halfway through it, and it wouldn't let me reload it unless I was like broken in the map. So I was just like, yeah, I guess I'm not gonna play that anymore.
This is my life now.
Yeah, I accepted my fate. But yeah, I mean that's a good example.
You know what's a better example for me personally would be World in Conflict. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that game, but it's an RTS. It's an RTS squad-based game, and it came out like into the 2000s. So there's still a tiny community, but what they did was like rewire the code so the community can host servers from the community ran website or host as well, and you just have to do like start an account with the community website, and then now you can jump in and like the community is still active, be it very small. So a lot of games are like that. Even I think the original Call of Duty had like the one in 2001 still has a decent player base too.
Damn.
So it's kind of crazy.
What's insane to me is you have all these people that are playing these humongous games, and then yet you still have big enough communities to be running these little servers. Like, just think how many people are in the fucking
it's what they
world.
know, it's what they're used to. So
That's just crazy.
it's familiar.
Well,
Not that weird.
we literally gone 5 strands away from the original topic once again.
No, I brought it back. Don't worry.
We'll see what this Left 4 Dead
Intrigued.
update looks like when it comes
Indeed.
out. Maybe
Quick
we'll give it a
video
play.
out of it. I'd be intrigued to try that.
Yeah, we can do a
Oh
YouTube video.
yes, yes. We'll
Phil's
do
here.
a 10. Phil's here. We'll do
Okay.
a 10-part series.
Oh god.
no.
Moving on.
Moving on, dudes.
Activision is reportedly suing a popular Call of Duty cheat website.
Wow.
Oh wait, that's good.
Isn't it
That's cool.
cheatx.com or something like
Don't
that?
give him
Okay.
credit,
Yeah.
PJ.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't know the exact name
Why
of
do
the
you-
website, but
hello?
I saw that they made a post.
I made up
for
a
people-
random ass
Like, let me
thing.
look this up and let me go ahead and buy their cheats really
Garrick.
quick. Thanks to
Well,
PJ.
Garrick, are you assuming all our viewers or listeners are cheaters, Garrick?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't think our viewers are cheaters.
It's an opportunity created by PJ now.
I mean, if there's a
Anyway.
website out to them, good for them.
The people hosting the cheats removed all of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare based cheats off of their site or Discord or whatever they're running it through. I'm not entirely sure exactly. And put out a statement saying that basically Activision filed a lawsuit and that they were going to not be providing any services for the Call of Duty products anymore and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, and they took
But-
down all their YouTube videos that had like examples of what the cheats
Mhm.
do.
With,
So-
yeah, you got copyright strikes.
That's crazy.
What do you guys think about this? New tactics on the
Finally.
developer and
Finally,
publishers
they throw their
and
dick on the table and say,
It's
Oh
almost
my
been
God.
it's almost been a year. It's
Well,
almost
and
been a year, and they haven't like thought of doing this.
It's
Well,
just
it's
weird to
like-
me that they'll pump $80 million into advertising, but they're afraid to throw a
Mhm.
million at a lawyer to go after a little company.
Right.
Well, and it's just like a difference in tactics, right? Because for a long time, the general tactic around trying to prevent cheating was to
authentication, right?
run anti-cheat, right?
Yeah.
That don't
Well, still
Fight-
run
fight
anti-cheat
at the end
software. That was
user.
like,
yeah.
Yeah.
At the end user level.
Yeah, but that
And
works for other
now-
games. It works for Fortnite. It works for Battlefield.
No, I've
But
been
it,
hearing
like,
that
doesn't
Fortnite has a lot
really.
of cheating problems.
yeah, that's the thing is like, there's never really, because they're always like modifying it to get past the anti-cheat system. So it's like a constant back and forth of like, they'll put out a new update and like cheats will go away for a little while. And then new cheats will come out and it'll be cheaty again for a while until they put out a new anti-cheat update. Right. And it's just kind of like a wave of
Yeah.
cheats for a while, not cheats. Cheats,
Yeah, it's always
no
fixing the
cheats.
symptoms, not the actual.
yeah, it's
and-
always evolving. It's
Thank God
like
they
it's like
finally
a
just
virus or
Did this
Bacteria or
instead
something.
and said, you know what? Like, fuck you guys. We're
get it
done."
at the source.
Right. Yeah, it's just like, at this point, it's just like, if you guys continue to do it, you can talk to my lawyer and we're going to sue you for
Yeah.
everything you get. Thank God.
I
Like-
wonder if they have like a really strong case though. It's like
Well, of course they do.
What-
They're destroying a
Well,
community. They're
no.
ruining a game. It's their copyrighted. They're augmenting
It is-
something
So
that
that's
they
the
created.
It is against
The-
TOS, but
okay.
The
they're
core,
worried about that cheating company is worried about the lawsuit cost, the cost of it.
Cost, okay.
true.
Oh yeah,
So
because
they're
not
willing
Activision can
to
keep them in
necessarily.
settle
court.
and cease and desist because, but not the most important thing is how it sets a precedent. These guys are
Right.
standing down, and there's other cheating websites that are doing the same thing. So
Right.
I think people are getting scared.
Well, they
For-
better, yeah, because
for the future.
Activision can keep them in court
Yes.
for years. It doesn't matter. They don't give a
Now,
shit though.
the thing about this though is this doesn't prevent cheats for smaller games and
Right.
companies
Yeah.
that have less money, right?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, EA might be able to do this for like Apex, for example, and PUBG might even be able to, but
Yeah.
like, would uh, Fall Guys be able to? Right? Like
Right.
Fall Guys is like a big deal, big thing right now, but like for all intents and purposes, they're like an indie company.
Right.
So, does this potentially set a bad precedent for the shift in dealing with cheats being not to like try to create more sophisticated anti-cheat and just to like basically it's almost like a um I don't know how to describe it, but it's like paying off the cheat companies, not paying them off, but scaring them with money.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if they're
To
losing a
not
big portion of what the cheat, like people were buying cheats for, like Call of Duty is probably a good portion of like maybe
right, but
40% of their profits right now. That's
just
gonna take
my
a hit on
point
them.
is it's not
It's not protecting
small
the little
games are going to be
guys.
hurt because
Yeah.
they don't
Well,
have the money
and
to be
the only
like
the only solution to that is to actually set up like an organization or a coalition that involves like all like uh developers of all sizes, so it protects the gaming community industry as a whole, and it
right.
doesn't pick and
Well, then
choose.
maybe
Oh, you have the money, then you're good to go.
Yeah, but they would have to figure out on what grounds they can like use that against
If
people
it's
in
against
court
if
if
it's
it goes to
against
court.
the game's TOS, then that organization can help. It's almost like all these other like organizations in real life,
the thing about
human
it though
rights, animal rights
is that
situation.
terms of service a lot of the time is not valid in court.
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
And
What legality do
like
they have to
so
just make it?
realistically what
And
Activision would actually be
copyright.
banking on, so that what they would be banking on here is copyright. They
Okay.
would go in and say they are modifying our intellectual property without our permission,
Without licensing
right?
or anything.
Right.
So but that's a legal battle that you have to go through,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And you have to go in and like prove that they're modifying your code that is your intellectual property. And it's just like indie companies don't have the money to go to
Yeah.
court. And so like, yeah, it's great for Call of Duty that they're able to do this, but it's not going to solve cheating problems in the long run.
But also, you got to realize that it's good that these big games are stepping up to the plate, because that's also proportional to the profits that these cheating websites are receiving. So that's going to be a decent hit unless they're relatively diversified, which I bet they are.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Is that I'm sure that a lot of these cheats are pretty easy to diversify across different games. And for how I don't know anything about the process of making these cheats, but I assume very little work goes into making a lot of money from these things.
Right.
Right. So like, yeah, they're going to be taking a monetary hit, like a pretty large monetary hit by losing all these Call of Duty cheats, but they're going to be totally fine still because they have all their other cheats. They got their Apex cheats, their PUBG cheats, their their
Yeah,
Battlefield
the next
cheats or
big game.
whatever.
it's about just making things a little more difficult, and that removes a little bit more of the community that would be willing to put some effort into cheating. It's like it's always this back and forth tug of war of like no one, like you can't always win 100%, but you just got to try different tactics like we opened with originally. So I don't know.
Well, I think you're right in the sense that it is good that
Just chip away.
Activision is well, just like making a new tactic,
It's a
doing
foot
a new
in the
tactic.
door.
I agree.
Yeah, coming out with something different
Right.
and trying to deal with this problem with a different approach because they haven't been able to take care of it.
So I
Hopefully-
gave you guys my thoughts on how to help the indie games. What would be your theory or solution to help fight cheaters for those developers?
I agree. A coalition of some sort, like where like lawyers are at the ready.
Right, but who's going to
From the-
fund this coalition and why?
It's a buy-in. It's like a
Yeah.
union. It's like
It's not
anything.
even necessarily that. It's just literally like a unified group of people, or like group
equal
of companies.
representation.
Right,
Much.
and
Like it doesn't matter how big or small you are.
There doesn't even need to be like any money involved. It's just like this is a list of people that back each other, and then if there is legal action that needs to happen, then they do a small pooling of like the funds in order to.
No, I think
legal fees are very expensive though.
Yeah,
That's
like a membership would be better off per se.
Yeah, but it's like whether they reach that membership, and once again, you're still gonna get under, like you're still gonna find people that can't be involved with that because it's like, what is the membership fee? 30,000. You're gonna have all those people.
At least it'll include a little bit more people or developers, so can't help everyone.
There's no perfect world to that.
Yeah,
potentially, we could maybe an ideal outcome is if one of these companies actually like takes Activision to court, and then Activision wins their case and sets a precedent, and then basically at any point any company can just be like, hey, they're making cheats, and then the federal government comes in and shuts them down.
Yeah, but that's not a constitutional thing, so it's a civil suit, so it doesn't really apply to this.
Well, no,
but you can use it as like
I suppose you're right. You use it as precedent in the case.
Yeah, just extra
speed
weight
through the case.
But you can't just say, oh, this happened with Activision, they won, and the judge said, oh, well, there it is.
Well, unless it fundamentally changes IP law about like modifying intellectual property, and that could be for better or for worse, right?
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, because then you can start going into like mods for games, and
exactly.
So that'd be a little scary because then you get all these like developers that have mods, and it's just like, oh well, you can't do that because it's our intellectual property. And on top of that, like then the game developers start getting a little too much power and can start arguing that it's like causing damages to their business.
Well, modded games, those are allowed by the developers, right?
Generally speaking,
that's different.
Well, no, because look at Dota wasn't necessarily allowed by Blizzard, and look where they went. They went to Steam. So, like, no, not always. It just happens to be that way. And then look at Blizzard. They changed their TOS right afterwards to protect themselves. So then if this court case goes through, that gives Blizzard a stronger statement about their mods or the games that are modded off of their games, and then they can go after little people that are trying to do something that's just like, something that they love, a passion project, not something that's hurting anybody. And they're just using assets from their game.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I agree with Joey. It's 100% like a thin line that you have to walk, and I'm happy that Activision's doing it this way because it's obviously going to be the only way that they're going to fix the Call of Duty problem, or at least start fixing it. I doubt this is still going to even fix it. I think it's probably going to like reduce it drastically, but for how long?
Well, and the other thing about it, right, is like in terms of using this tactic, it's only applicable to American-based companies doing these cheats, right? Like
possibly.
Oh, yeah. Could be
like if there's like a company that's making a bunch of cheats in China, that's a whole nother hurdle that you have to go through to like file a lawsuit on them.
Kind of.
That's really interesting.
But isn't it an American? Since it's an American IP, it would follow American law, or like whatever law.
Because the person committing the quote unquote crime or whatever isn't on American soil.
Well, they can just block. Couldn't they block IPs from that area.
Yeah, it's hard. It gets really complicated once you go international. Like
Yeah.
you try to fight copyright because every country has their own copyright laws. So
So then that's the next step that we're probably going to run into. You're going to see all these cheat companies that are starting to like export, like use, I don't know, VPNs to.
well, they probably do have, like, I bet a lot of these cheating companies have are international, are not in the US per se.
Probably not.
But for the most part, it would be just another cease and desist, and now they can't do their business in the US, but they can still do it everywhere else. So, because unless they would have to like do it in every country, is I think what I'm trying to get to. Like,
It'd be
Activision has to
interesting
fight
to
them.
see what the like metrics are as far as like where cheaters are from. Like, are we seeing a large percentage from the United States, or are they from other countries as well?
I think it's proportional to the number of players in each country.
Well, yeah.
I
just be
but
interested to see
everyone
the graphs
cheats
on
pretty
it.
much equally in the games.
Yeah,
and with VPNs, that'd be hard to track anyway.
Right.
I think this could be another topic for conversation, but I don't know if we want to tackle it now. But I just want to try to understand why people would like to cheat in like a multiplayer game when it's kind of like it's defeating.
It feels good to win.
Yeah. Right. They're bored and they're either bored or they just want to win and they don't care about
it's meaningless.
To what? Well,
it feels good to stomp all over people.
Yeah. It's just like
it's fun and funny, and you get to think about how mad they are. It's silly and fun.
And we talked about this.
Did you ever use a modded controller on the old games? Like any old game
I was too lazy to incorporate that.
But if you've ever just picked up a modded controller in general and that would like do burst fire or whatever,
on a like more like lower end scale. Have you ever, like, a new update comes out and there's a attachment for a gun that's just straight up broken, or something like that, and like you get in and you use it and you're having so much fun because it's so broken and stupid,
like the
you're just destroying people with it.
Like the master key for the FAMAS in Call of Duty. Yeah. I didn't want to use it, and I wanted to avoid Warzone until it was ready to go. It was not my mentality to kind of embrace that.
Right. So for other people, they enjoy that power fantasy of just stepping into the lobby and destroying people. And they don't care whether or not they're cheating or doing it, or like, they don't care if they're cheating to do it, because at the end of the day, all they care about is winning and like beating other people.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's to each
if
their
they
own.
want, and I'm sure in their heads, their logic is if they wanted to beat me, they would also run cheats.
I mean, wouldn't it be the same mentality of like a bullying on a small? Like, why not fight a person your own size? Because you can't win. It's much funner to pick on someone smaller.
But the cool thing is that hackers aren't always infallible. There are plenty of instances where they have been defeated.
Well, it doesn't change their situational awareness or their ability to make decisions.
They suck.
All it does is it helps their aim.
They actually do suck. But like that's also like, to talk about this more, we did mention this several weeks ago, that like there are people that get off on this so much that they're willing to spend so much money to rig out like their computer with new hardware.
Sometimes people have nothing
cheating
better to
licenses.
spend their money on, unfortunately, and it's crazy to think that
like,
you have people that can really pay the bills, but you get those people that have thousands of disposable income per week and can just be like, I don't give a shit. I just built $4,000 computer. I'll just build another one if they ban me. It's just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Or they don't have it, and that's the only thing they're spending their money on. You know, it's like
that too. I mean, and that like, to an extent, that argument's even sadder.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm happy that they're doing something. We'll see probably in the next couple months how it's going to affect everything. I definitely agree with a lot of YouTubers and Twitch streamers that the amount of cheaters has been going down. So
Yeah, I'm just
something's
glad
working.
we don't experience it because our MMR isn't as good as these players that we watch on
We're
YouTube.
garbage,
We're a
guys.
middle ground, and that's the thing that's nice for us.
Yeah,
Is because you're either gonna see it in the really crappy areas when you're first playing against like
Yeah.
everyone that's new or like the people that are like on the bad
Yeah.
end of the spectrum, or you're gonna be playing against in the high end.
Yeah, they're
So-
skipping a few tiers because they're showing up like with their newer accounts and in the lower
Right.
tiers and just like, wait a minute, you're not supposed to be here. Let's put you in there with all these other pros.
Right.
So the other night, it took me like 4 minutes to get a quick play match.
Oh,
I couldn't even get into a solo queue Kingslayer trios.
oh wow.
I just sat in matchmaking forever.
That's funny
Like-
because the two of them keep asking me, why are you just sitting in the menus? I'm like, oh well, Joey does that sometimes, but you're probably just sitting there waiting for a match.
I mean, to be fair, I do sit in the menu a lot of the
Ye-
time, just
yeah.
leave my character in the menu.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that-
especially with the glitch
no.
right now with the friends don't say the actual friend's name.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
joined your game a couple times. I'm like, wait, what? I'm in Joey's game now. You're just like
Yeah.
there, AFK.
But yeah, I've noticed that like matchmaking times are starting to get ridiculous
Uh-oh.
for me, and I think I
Well,
assume
you have
it's
a
because of my
4.0 KDA, like
not not quite, but
Oh.
yeah, like I'm in the top like 2% KDR.
right.
but-
So they have no one to match you with. They're like, this kid.
Yeah.
There's like 10
So,
other
yeah,
people.
Like I needed to get a game of like hard point, so I like quick play match queued for hard point. It took me like 4 minutes and 30 seconds to get into a match, and I had a bunch of like foreign players with like 150 ping.
Yeah, you getting people that play with crab hands or crab claw and like fucking best PC players. and
No,
shit.
I'm getting PC players with mouse and keyboard.
No,
Like
I
like
guarantee-
nowadays, like 70% of my lobby is PC players.
Right,
Nice,
but
nice.
like I was saying, like I guarantee that you're getting the people that do the crab claw like on the right stick and everything like that, and that fucking.
I have no idea what that means.
So for
You really
precise
don't need to do that
movements,
anymore.
huh?
You really don't need to claw the controller anymore for Call of Duty because they have alternate control schemes that make it so you don't need to do that.
Right, but there's still people that do it. It's like
Crab
okay, so John, to give you a
crab
context of it,
people.
so your right hand's pretty much holding a controller like normal. Some people will do the claw on both sticks, but it's for more precise movements. You pinch it with your index finger and your thumb, and then use your other finger. So like you'll use your middle finger to do like flashbangs and whatnot, and then you're using your ring fingers instead to shoot with. And then some people will use like their middle finger on their right hand to press the face buttons and stuff. It just makes for more precise movements, and then like you're not relying on your thumb to do everything on the right side.
You have more fingers on more sticks, so you can
Mm,
manipulate more things at once, right?
Rather than having
Basically-
like 3 dead fingers that do nothing.
So-
Basically, if you have arthritis, you can't do it.
Okay.
I wouldn't recommend
The
it,
main
though.
example
just
for
leave it
me
at that.
being in Dark Souls and like all the FromSoft games, you sprint with the circle button, right? So that means that like when I'm playing those games, I'm always clawing the controller because I have to have an index finger up on the circle button and my thumb on the stick to like move the camera.
Right.
There are people who don't do that. There are definitely people who just run around holding circle and then manipulate the stick when they feel they need to manipulate the stick. But
Huh.
I much prefer being able to like freely move the stick around while I'm in mid sprint and also be able to attack things at the same time. So it just gives you like more control
Right.
quicker, faster control quicker.
Yas.
But again, like I said, you don't really need to do that for Call of Duty anymore. The only time I ever
No.
claw the controller in Call of Duty is to throw a flashbang because I have it set
Oh,
to
wow.
X, or to like bring out my tactical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no,
I
but
naturally
before you would claw the controller to jump, but you don't need to do that anymore because you can just set jump to L1.
Right.
Yeah, and I naturally claw my keyboard and mouse anyway, so
Yes. Same here. The claw.
Anywho.
Okay, let's move on. NFL,
Ronaldo.
Madden NFL 21.
Oh,
wow.
yeah,
Such
football!
Such a great game, isn't it?
Hooray! Our
The worst
favorite.
reviewed game
Oh,
on Metacritic.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Of course, this is like
Classic.
user reviews.
Uh-huh.
but
Right.
wait, why is it 2021? Oh, just number 21.
What?
No,
No,
it's
21. It comes out the
They did
year
that.
before.
Yeah.
Oh, awkward.
Because
the
the
roster
football
for-
season is the 2021 season.
Mhm.
So, which
Like they
here's
get the
the weird thing,
rosters and
right?
release the game, basically.
I know sports, and I know that.
What was it, like a while ago they released, like, I want to say like Madden, what was it, I don't remember exactly which one it might have been Madden 15, but they released it as Madden 25 because it was the 25th anniversary of the series. So when they actually hit Madden 25, that's going to be Madden 30. So we're going to go from Madden 24 to Madden 30 and then back to Madden 26.
Whoops. Big dumb.
Oh man, they didn't think that one ahead.
No, not at all. Jeez.
Or maybe they did, and they're just like the 30th anniversary edition.
Oh yeah.
It's stupid. They're dumb. Shareholders are stupid.
Classic shareholders.
We have to capitalize on the anniversary.
I don't know. I'm not
Anyway,
sports
surprised by
games.
this. I
The
knew it
main
was going to be a
point is-
sports game. That would be the worst. That's all I
Well,
can
it's
say.
EA
about that.
though.
So
So the Madden series has been on like a decline for a decade. At
Oh,
this
thank
point,
God.
pretty much, right? Because, and it, for the most part, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people feel the same, stems purely from the fact that they are the only holders of the NFL license,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have heard people, I've talked to people who buy these games every year personally, because I have a lot of friends who do.
Oh jeez.
And people,
Sorry.
I've seen people tell stories about them talking to
Oh,
their friends
you
about
have the
why
wrong
they buy
friends
these
then.
games every year. And it always comes back to they want to play with the new roster, with like all the new players on the teams that they're supposed to be on and whatever, right? And
Yeah.
because that's the only metric of quality that they need met, it means it's the only metric of quality
So
EA
bad.
has to
It's-
meet,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh jeez.
right?
I'm surprised EA hasn't
No
somehow
innovation.
spun like a battle pass, like a football pass, where you pay $50
Yeah.
for your favorite NFL player and his jersey pack.
Well, I
You
mean,
start
they
with
basically
one
have that in
team
Ultimate Team.
only.
Oh, they do.
They have that in Ultimate Team. Right?
Okay.
So if you play
Uh.
Ultimate Team, it's like you're buying packs because you want to get your player of the week, whoever,
jeez.
right?
So okay, they've already thought of it.
Honestly, because there's no innovation, they should have went with VR a long time ago.
yeah.
VR.
But
That'd be hard to do.
why? They don't
Why
need
not?
to.
Just get a pad or something and then just
How
tackle
does that,
the pad.
How does that make EA more money, Garrick?
Makes them feel like they're a one with their player now.
No,
It
he's
doesn't
talking
make,
about
it doesn't make
EA.
EA more money.
EA doesn't do shit for EA to do anything.
I
It's
don't
the same
know.
thing as the Game Freak games for Pokemon.
I
now.
feel
It
like
doesn't do anything for
innovation
to
is
innovate.
important.
It
Well,
is,
not for EA,
but
yeah.
not for the
Innovation's
company
only-
that's getting the money.
Innovation is only important if,
If
you
it's a-
have competition.
Yeah.
You
There's
just said
no
it's
reason to innovate if there's no
you just
competition.
said the whole franchise is declining.
Mhm.
You don't need competition. The only competition is yourself if you're not innovating.
But so
People are still buying these games.
people are still buying them. That's the thing.
They're
Right.
making. They're
Despite
still
the
making more
decline.
money
They're
by
a-
doing nothing than trying
Yes.
to do something and
They can-
failing.
They can actively put less and less money every year into the development of these games and make more and more money in profits
Right.
because people will still buy them
I'm telling
anyway.
you, VR.
No, well, and,
How does that
and
work?
that's a good point, and that is a good thing from the consumer's viewpoint. It doesn't matter if their sales go down by 100. Let's just say 100 million. I don't think it's that much. That's way too high. Let's just say it goes
What
down
are
by
you
$1 million each year, right? Even if
That's
it
a
goes down
lot.
by $1 million each year, they're still making like however many million on each Madden game versus putting in, I don't know, $10 million into research on how to do a VR version of it. and then possibly that flopping or being horrible
Well,
and then breaking
think about
even.
think about this. Are they gonna wait until they hit that break even point?
Yeah,
If
probably.
so, then
why
there will be no more
Yeah, why
space for
not? Exactly.
innovation unless EA is willing to like inject more funds because this has been going on for way too long. It'll be too late.
That's not what they're thinking though. They're thinking,
Yeah.
next year we make 20 million for doing nothing but copying, pasting, and changing names.
We release the same game again, but we just changed the names of all the players and all the teams, and we made the same money that we made last year without actually spending any money.
Right, exactly. It's just like, why? There's no reason for them to whatsoever.
So what we're basically getting to is stop supporting this game, this
Pretty much.
franchise.
That's
Pretty
the thing.
much.
Is like,
and
but
and
it won't
support
That won't happen,
support the new 2K games that are coming out, not sponsored,
Right.
because we need Madden to change their ways and include VR.
Wait, let's go.
the funny.
How
the funny
do
thing
you
about
do
that.
VR?
So
John,
here's-
don't
so
ask
I want-
questions. We're not the
John,
game developers, okay?
I want you to go look up gameplay footage of ESPN football 2K5 and watch some of that first-person football action,
Oh, this is
baby.
first person. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Because
wow.
the
I want
2K
you-
games had first-person football
Right.
in them, and
But
it was
I want
dope.
to, because none of us
And-
play Madden games. I want you to ask your Madden friends, ask them if there's a VR version where you have to stand up from your couch and play a football
Would you play
game.
it?
Would you? Because I guarantee you, most people playing Madden, the game, aren't the types that want to go outside.
They're
and
the
stand up and
couch
play.
players. They're the
Yeah.
ones that yell at the TV
Exactly.
for the
It's like,
player doing
that's-
the wrong thing that they could have seen
Yeah,
a long time ago
exactly. I mean, I
because
might
the
be wrong.
announcer said it to them.
Yeah, I might be wrong, but it's like I feel like that's not the audience for Madden games.
I don't know. I don't
always
know if you
imagine-
guys are. I don't know if you got this, but I was joking this whole time.
Okay.
No,
I
I
don't know,
imagine
a VR football game could be really cool.
Yeah, it could
I
have, but I
agree.
don't think that
I'm
Madden
on
audience.
board with it, but I find it funny because I imagine the guy that's sitting there eating has 10 beer guts and then he's eating a thing of nachos and then the guy fumbles and he's like, "What's this fat bitch doing on the field? Get him off of here!" And it's just like, wow, really? Your
So-
commentary.
That perception of Madden players is not entirely founded.
Yeah.
Most of the hardcore Madden players that I know are gym rats.
Yeah. Well, also I think
they
it's-
work out a bunch, they go and run and stuff, and then they go home and play their
No,
football
but
game.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not talking about the game players. I'm talking about the people that watch the sport.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's different.
That's
Follow
like
up on that,
100%
Joey.
them. It's
Yeah.
like 10 beers on the side of them. Half of them are knocked over on the floor. Child's crying in the other room, and they're sitting there eating nachos, yelling at the TV.
Fear
Sorry,
me.
Beer me.
Beer me. Yeah, I have a negative perception of this stuff.
Mhm.
Trust me, I've
I
been in the
noticed.
groups that listen or that watch that stuff, and I've been at Super Bowl parties. That's not 100% true for everybody. That's just my funny version of what I think of when someone says, "Oh, NFL party."
Man, one of my favorite SNL skits is the one with Kristen Stewart,
Hot.
the
I
Totino's
remember
roll
that.
one.
Oh yeah, we
Yes.
talked about that.
That's a good one.
It's classic.
It's a good one. But yeah, those types of dudes, right?
Yeah.
Babe, bring some more Totinos.
Yeah.
And then
Uh,
what else is this, John? Because I saw you added this Sims 4 Star Wars.
Oh,
pack.
since we're it's EA and we're
Trip
still
to Bantu.
we're on the EA bad train, which rightfully so. Sims 4 EA released the trailer for their new Sims 4 games pack?
Content.
Content,
wow,
I guess.
The
I
content
would
pack.
so buy that.
And
Not-
it's a Star Wars theme one, and it's pretty much a glorified advertisement for Disney's Batu Star Wars Land.
Wow.
And
It's just
all the
Money
fans
grab.
are all the fans are pissed off because again they've been asking for stuff like cars, like new baby activities and stuff like that, and just pretty much more base game what should have been
More
in the
real
base.
life stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It's a
More
life sim.
stuff.
Life sim.
so they do the
and-
exact opposite.
Yeah, and EA was just like, no, they want Star Wars. So yeah, I
I'm
thought it
sure
was
there's
kind
some
of funny.
people
Star
that are
Wars
excited
makes
about it.
everyone money based on Battlefront and all that.
Well, it's
I
the
have
whole
seen I have seen a little bit of like excitement around the potential to make like more like cyberpunk and future-esque like stuff.
Or Baby Yoda's.
But
Which is
for
cool.
the most part, well, Baby Yoda's already been there for a long time.
Oh.
But for the most part, nobody's really excited about the like actual like Star Wars content in terms of like stormtroopers or like
so it's just
the
the
characters from the
idea
movie.
or the like look of it more so than the
people
actual,
are
like,
people are
brand.
excited for the furniture and stuff like that.
Yeah, like
for the potential to make other stuff, to make sci-fi related stuff.
Yeah.
But I think for the most part, in terms of like the Star Wars content, nobody really cares.
Yeah.
People aren't really excited for that.
Yeah.
Because you have stuff that they haven't done yet. They haven't done like again. It's like a lot of people want that like a much what's
Go on.
I mean, there's so many things
like
about the
stuff.
Sim.
Yeah, it's just like
there's so many things about Sim 4 that is like a backtrack. In,
Sim 3 was really good.
And this goes back to EA, I suppose, in terms of like not having competition, right?
Yeah.
Like, what other game is there like The Sims? There isn't one, right? So, like, every single Sims game since, I would say, The Sims 2 has gotten a little bit worse and has had, like, less content that they then, like, partition out and sell to you in packs later.
Yeah.
And
they just
feels...
don't listen.
And they haven't even got to, like, the old packs they've already done in the past games yet. And now they're, like, putting out random Star Wars stuff and, like...
Yeah.
Like, people haven't even caught up yet.
That game, if you probably add up all the packs, it's probably well over $200.
Oh, it's a couple $100, like a few $100.
Someone I saw somewhere.
It's like in the 400 range, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it has
like
to be.
who would do that? Like even like
with
that
the
whole game is clunky, but not like to compound that. The DLC is usually clunky too. It's like they don't even care to like debug or patch it or anything. It's just like, oh well, it seems to work. Let's just go and put a price tag on it.
It's the same issue as Madden. People are still gonna buy it, so why fix it?
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It has to be the gamers. Sooner, like hopefully sooner or later, people will realize that this game.
Yeah, but EA's main consumer base is too casual, or a lot of it is. I don't want to say main consumer base, but a good portion of it is too casual. Like Madden players are
I would say like
casual
Sims
gamers.
Sim
players are casual gamers. Like, so once again, their motto is probably like, it's broken. Fuck it. Who cares?
People still buy it. People still buy it. Do the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
In terms of Madden, I think the only reason people are really upset about it is because it's particularly buggy and like has a lot of janky animations and stuff this year.
How does copy and paste ruin stuff? I don't understand.
I know, right?
Same fucking
if they had put out a Madden 21
that extra beat of sweat
that works, it probably would have been, you know, relatively
80s,
well received.
90s.
Yeah, maybe not that high, but you know, like 70, 75.
It's whatever the average rating is.
You know,
for the Madden.
people would be like, "Yeah, we missed some of the features from the older games, but it technically works."
Wait, they took out features? They're taking out features and charging people
they always do that.
They've actively been taking out features for like pretty much like a decade. Yeah.
Why the fuck are people?
They'll like remove features and
please.
then put new features in, and then they'll take a feature out and bring an old feature back and like reintroduce it like it's a big deal.
I hate when they do that.
But
if
you're out there,
the sports games are in a bad state.
Yeah.
Please, if you're out there listening and you plan on buying NFL next year, do not. If you're planning on buying this one, do not. This is a call to arms. Do not continue buying these. You're hurting yourself. You're hurting your family. You're hurting the children next door.
Yeah.
Please.
Think of the children.
Think of the children.
For the love of God, just
think of their gaming future.
Year.
Do you want to live in? Do you want have your future children live in this state of gaming?
You know what needs
terrible.
to happen?
If every American just doesn't buy Madden next year, it will hurt EA enough to make them think about their actions. So please
stop buying Sims game or EA games.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
No,
but
you know what actually needs to happen? Studio needs to make a really, really good football simulation game, put it out on PC, and then people can just mod in the teams.
Yeah.
Oh,
There you go.
tempting. How about
Boom, there you
Sims?
go.
Same thing.
I don't know about this.
No one gives
Because
a
Sims.
I actually want a good Sims game.
Oh yeah, no, I've been wanting
fun.
a Sims game.
It's very
Like a good
relaxing.
one.
Ew.
Just to live someone else's life
exactly, so I don't
without
have to
having to
live-
leave my chair.
Exactly.
It'd be cool to be able to like have a server with your friends that is like an open world city. You know what I mean?
Right.
But they don't really have that in The Sims 4
No
anymore.
Sims?
Like everything in Sims 4 is like partitioned off into their own
Yeah.
like cells. Whereas
Yep,
like the old game was
'cause-
totally like an open map.
Well, 3 at least.
3 at least, yeah.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
you would watch your character like go to work, and work was an
Yeah.
actual location that they went to. And like in Sims 4, when your character goes to work, they just go to work.
Yeah.
They just like leave your house, and you're sitting there looking at your house. And you're
Cutting
like, all right, I
features
guess I'm
once again because they can.
I mean, I was gonna try it because I've tried all the Sims. I was gonna try Sims 4 until I heard that it's not an open world where you can just see your Sims go. So
yeah.
Pass.
If somebody asked me if they were like, hey, I'm thinking about into The Sims, I'd be cool. Get Sims 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's older and better, and you can probably get all the content for cheaper because it's not the new one.
Like honestly, if Sims 5 comes out with loading screens just to go to town, then like seriously, game developers, please help us out and make
Jeez,
a different
game
a new
developers.
Sims game.
Yeah, man. There's things about the Sims series that I think they really
Like,
and I don't know. Maybe I'm not saying. Maybe they totally have these things. And I just because I haven't played The Sims in a long time and haven't really done stuff with Sims 4 that much. I'm not seeing them, but I remember I don't know if you guys remember the Herbs. It was a Sims game that they made for consoles.
Yeah.
Right, but it had the Animal Crossing vibes of I remember all of my friends all made characters, and we lived in the same apartment, and we would play at different times, but we all played on the same map or whatever, right? So it was we were interacting together on it, whereas because of the partitioned off nature of everything in Sims 4, it just feels like you make things and then you're like, hey, look at my thing that I made.
Yeah.
Rather than being an organic lived in type of thing like Minecraft, for instance. And I would really like to see them go in a direction with The Sims where it becomes a more Minecraft-esque experience where you have a server that you run with your friends that's a little city, and you buy lots and build houses on it, and there's real estate, and I don't know, just something else.
Yeah.
Innovate with Sims.
That's not gonna happen, Joey.
I know, right?
Yeah.
All right, moving on. This is a short one. I just wanted to bring it up. I don't remember. This must have been what games. It's something that Jack Keighley did. I don't remember the name of it.
Oh wow.
Opening Night Live or something like that.
Opening Night Live.
Was that when this was shown? I don't remember. Anyway,
I think it's
12
only 12 minutes long.
I know, right? 12 minutes is a interactive, narrative time loop based game.
Oh wow.
That they had a trailer for with a cast reveal, and there were some big names on that cast reveal.
What are they, Joey?
Like James McAvoy.
Uh-huh.
What?
Maybe Daisy Ridley.
Oh.
And I don't know, Willem Dafoe. Maybe you've heard of him.
Oh,
Well, wow.
what a star-studded cast.
I know. For a video game?
Whoa.
Not just a video game, but an indie video game.
An indie video
Oh,
game.
Of course.
Cow.
What?
To be fair, it is being published by Annapurna, who?
I'm not familiar with that. Is that?
Bless you.
Annapurna is a publishing company. They put out a lot of indie movies that get a lot of. They put out games too, but let me look if I can find their catalog of movies, but people like their movies. A lot of actors like to be in their movies, because they're kind of more artsy. You
Ooh,
know
I
what I
like
mean?
artsy.
They're not as like mainstream,
Right.
if you will.
Mhm.
But okay, good.
Uh,
Sorry to
They've done
Bother You is a movie they made.
Wait, what was that?
Sorry to Bother You.
Sorry to bother you.
Edith Finch.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a game they published.
that's a game. Yeah.
Annapurna Interactive.
Are we talking about just what they develop or
Yeah, I was
publishing?
talking about movies and
Oh, okay. I was looking at the list that they published.
and I was doing bad searching, so it was taking me forever to get to things. But like they've published movies like Zero Dark 30,
Oh.
Wow.
American
like that movie.
Hustle.
Oh, Foxcatcher. Okay, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of big kind of
Oh, not bad.
like indie, kind of indie, not indie. Yeah, they're indie, I guess. Well, not really.
They're well diverse in different entertainment
Hustlers,
industries.
Vice. Okay, yeah. So he's done a lot of stuff.
Not bad.
Okay.
So this is so this game basically went through exactly what a film goes through using the same workflow of a film festival, getting discovered and then getting picked up and being distributed in that same fashion, which is really interesting. I've never seen that method been done before for games.
Although I would say the difference in the medium there creates a situation where the piece of art evolves over time as it moves through that system, right?
True that.
So like a lot of the time, a movie that's shown at a film festival or whatever, what ends up being shown to like mainstream audiences when it goes all the way through the cycle is what was shown at the film festival.
Yeah.
Whereas here, we've had 5 years of development on the game to the point where what we're going to get at the end of the day is going to have a completely different cast of actors.
Yeah. But also it depends, like if we're going in the route of how films are put together, it like these actors are given a treatment and a script or something, and if it piques their interest, then they'll jump on board because these are big name actors, so they're like,
Sure.
if they don't like it, then they'll decline.
Yeah.
You can think of like the demo build of the game as almost like a script that you pitch to people before you get them on the main project to like develop the main thing.
Yeah. I mean, they probably have like really interesting like treatment and stuff like that will, or even a script that they can read, the actors can read to kind of catch their attention.
Yup.
So I'm very curious to see this game now.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
To see
I wonder if it's
it's
exactly. Oh, go on, John.
Yeah. Oh, it's like a drama, isn't it? It's a kind of a.
Yeah.
It's like an interactive thriller.
Like you're a couple. Like you're
time loop thriller.
Time loop.
Yeah. Slash like puzzle game, I would guess, because you would have to figure out the right combination of actions to.
Right. I don't know if it's
the right
the same
outcome.
plot, but the base, like the gist of the plot in like the demos that they showed like 5 years ago was that there was like a fake cop who was coming to your apartment and was going to kill you and your girlfriend.
Oh, no.
Or wife or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah. And the time loop is you having to figure out how to stop that from happening.
Yeah.
So it's like you die and then you start back again at the like beginning 12 minutes, and you have 12 minutes to figure out how to like, you know.
Yeah, this is off topic, but this with William Dafoe narrating, it just reminds me of Mr. Bean's Holiday because of his like, see, how do you get an actor like that to do Mr. Bean, and how do you get an actor like that to do 12 minutes? It's like they have different tastes, and like they choose to do this for their own, like you'll never really understand why actors choose certain projects. It's just weird. But if you guys haven't seen Mr. Bean's Holiday, then you'll understand why I just said that. But you have to watch it first. Who here has watched Mr. Bean's Holiday?
Which one's that one?
Nope.
It's the one where Mr. Bean goes on holiday.
Okay, get this.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's the movie version of
okay, I don't know.
of the TV show. Oh, okay.
I only
you
know
guys
Mr.
are
Bean,
uncultured.
and I've seen just like glimpses
Yeah.
of it. I'm pretty sure I probably have
in the
watched that
cartoon.
movie. Isn't that the one where like he's a fake spy or like something like that, or he goes to like an island or something?
No, the one with no,
That's just
that's a
movie.
different one.
Okay.
But there was a movie with Mr. Bean, Ronan, I forget his first name, but as a spy.
Okay, so I have seen one
Oh,
of the
is there?
movies. I just have not seen that particular one.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyways,
All right. Go check out the trailer for 12 minutes if you haven't,
It's interesting.
and we'll see the game when it comes out.
wow, was it exactly 12 minutes that we talked about this, PJ?
No,
I hope so. Oh,
No,
you guys missed that mark.
Oh,
we could have gone longer.
okay.
little bit.
Well, if we want to go longer.
oh,
No, I don't want to go longer.
oh!
Let's
We
move
only
on.
talked about it for 9 minutes.
Wow, that's kinda disappointing,
Oh,
guys.
we only
Dang it.
needed 2 more minutes,
Oh,
guys.
sorry. Here, let me fix that.
Okay, perfect.
What's next?
Excellent.
You guys played a little game called Among Us
Wow.
on stream.
Oh, that
Tell
was
us all
Y'all
fun.
just a
about
bunch of backstabbers.
Mm-hmm. Death.
Talking to you, Death.
I didn't do it.
I watched that clip many times. It's hilarious.
This is, well, what you don't realize is that he was doing that for all the rounds. You know,
Yes.
when
I
he
kinda
wasn't the
caught on.
murderer.
Okay, I know nothing about this game. Explain
Oh
it
yeah,
to me.
describe.
Go on, PJ.
Huh? Oh.
Okay,
there's,
okay.
There's
go
one
ahead.
saboteur, or two,
Or
depending
two,
on how many
or
you
3.
choose. Yeah, you can up it, and you get up to 10 players, and everybody has tasks to do. The saboteurs only have the task to like kill everybody. They can go around the ship and like set up traps basically where like they mess with the air vent system, and if the air runs out, then the other team automatically loses. The only way that the enemy team can win is by killing like it's basically they vote off people, like, so everybody has a chance to press the button in the like main cafeteria room, and then everyone
Or
votes.
report dead bodies.
Or
Or
report
yeah,
dead
bodies, huh?
bodies, and then everyone gets to vote for a like who they think the saboteur might be. And if they vote incorrectly, an innocent person just gets shot out of the vent. If they vote correctly, that person, the saboteur, is like dead. But they have to find everybody. That's the saboteur. And then
It's basically the genre is deception. It's
Right.
murder,
It's a
mystery,
murder
deception.
mystery game.
So
and then the alternate way to win for that team is if they finish all their tasks, and the tasks are like clean out the ear vents and go check files and download it. It's really simple stuff. It's just like everybody has
Very
to finish
simple,
it. So if 7
Yeah.
people, or if there's 8 people that aren't saboteurs, and they all don't finish it, then you're waiting on that one person that kept happening, like someone zoned out, or they would die and walk away from the computer. And you can still do stuff while you're dead. Like, you can still finish your tasks. So it's like, it's a lot of teamwork for the 8 people, and the saboteurs too, I guess. I don't know. It's an interesting game. Not my type, but
yeah,
it's cool.
This
Wait,
game-
the setting is like space?
it is space.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's space. You have a
Okay.
little helmet.
See, I heard
spacesuit.
about a game. I don't know the name of it, but it sounds like very similar to this game. But I want to say it's set in like a frigid, icy wasteland.
I'm sure. There's a lot of games in this genre, but
Right.
like what I was gonna say is that for some reason this game was released in 2018, but for some reason it's gaining a bunch of traction again.
It's probably
I
because
started
Push the Button
Mm,
came out.
I don't know. I don't
it's
know.
a more
I
advanced
feel like
version of Push the Button.
I feel like just big name streamers all of a
YouTuber
sudden
streamers,
picked it up for
yeah.
some reason, and everybody started catching on because I started watching gameplay like a week or 2 ago of like these streamers these content creators from the UK or something.
I don't know. I find it weird.
I caught on.
I don't think it's a coincidence that Jackbox 6 came out in, what was it, May, June, or July, like beginning of summer, and then all of a sudden at the
Not
end of
that
summer,
early, right? I
it
could have
came
sworn we
out
played it.
It came out while we were on stream, like when we first started streaming, and then
oh yeah, I guess.
and then all of
Sure.
a sudden this game starts gaining traction at the like into summer, like a couple months later, like people started looking up games that were similar to Push the Button probably.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, "Oh, this game's similar but has more to it." And then boom, you got
Yeah.
people playing it.
Well,
Bada
that's a
bing, bada
great
boom.
point because push the button isn't like necessarily about um like the actions you take. It's about like just trying to survive the end pretty much. It's not like as interactive as
Yeah.
like going out and trying to sabotage or kill somebody. You're at the whim of just eking by and making sure you don't get thrown out the airlock for
Right.
push the button.
It's a much more simplified, like, mobile friendly, party game friendly version of it.
Oh, that's a great point. It did start as mobile as well.
Ah, that makes sense. Okay. Yeah, the graphics make more sense that way. I was like, it's very simplistic. Very, very simplistic.
Yeah.
Not that it's a bad thing, but
It's free on mobile too, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they make their money off of ads. And
Nice.
that's the cool thing. It's crossplay too, so I appreciate that. But
Yeah.
I think it also depends on the people you play with. Like personally, I would it would be hard for me to play Among Us again with just randos and then using the chat bar.
Yeah,
I
like
It's way more fun to play with friends. It's a social kind of game.
yeah, that's the key. Like it's so I feel like it doesn't work without that social aspect of people like you calling out people when they're lying.
Yeah.
Like, no, I didn't murder him. Because when we did the test before the stream, we did a test game with just randos, just typing.
I mean,
was just
half
like,
of them
no,
only
this
spoke
is.
Tagalog, so that's probably part of your issue.
Yeah. I
But
understood at
even then,
least.
just in text though, it's like it's still
Yeah.
because you don't get that kind of
The
vocal kind of inflections and
inflections.
stuff where
Yeah.
because you are pretty much trying to lie your way out of it if you are the murderer, or if you're
The
not,
voice
and people
gives
start
away a lot.
accusing you, then you have to kind of talk your way out of it. And yeah, without that aspect, it wouldn't be a fun game.
Yeah, it's a party game, but
Because
that's
I
a
did
difficult thing.
yeah,
Go
I
on.
played. I think Joey, you were talking about another space game. Same thing. It's called. I think you're talking about Unfortunate Spaceman. Unfortunate Spaceman.
No, I was talking about a
Oh.
similar game, but it's like in Icy
yeah.
Wasteland.
Okay.
I don't
Well,
remember
this
the
is
name
like
of it
okay.
though.
Okay. Yeah, this has like the same kind of concept, but it's more combat driven. So it's like it's not again another person hidden as a monster among like the humans, and but in Unfortunate Spaceman, instead of talking your way out of it, if you see a murder, someone get murdered, you start shooting at who you think the murderer is. So it's like it's fun because it's shooty bang bang, but in Among Us you don't have that action or combat, so
It's
it's
more
all about that.
detective work.
Yeah, detective.
Which that's a cool thing. Is like I never really thought I would catch on and enjoy playing a game like this. It's never really been my genre, but for some reason this kind of piqued my interest and it worked for me.
Well, just of it, Among Us, murder mystery game, lots of fun.
Yes.
You guys
Highly
enjoyed
recommend.
it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Highly
What
recommend
you need
it.
to
People
have
check
voice
it out.
chat.
Voice chat with your friends to play it is what you need.
And honor system. Make sure you guys follow the same rules that the people that would normally use it with text chat. They follow the same rules because it makes it more fun that way.
Yeah. Don't you be talking during the game.
Oh
During
yeah.
the mystery part.
Okay.
Detective part.
We're gonna move on to our last thing of today's podcast.
Last but
Close
not
out the little indie game quickie.
Oh yeah.
So quick.
Indie game quickie. Indie game quickie.
Yeah.
I believe Garrick brought this one.
Oh, indeed. Oh, thank you.
Game called Gladiator Guild Manager.
Oh,
tell us all about it.
Gladiator Guild Manager.
Oh, thank you, Joey. I'll take it from here. So this game, somehow I found this somewhere. I think I saw one of the YouTubers that I subscribed to play it. It's an auto battler. So if you're familiar with TFT, it's a single player experience. It uses aspects of like basically rock paper scissors. So you go through different arenas and battle through like 6 to 7 different parties that are randomly generated. So it's pretty much always different. And based on your composition, you can choose different types of difficulties of opponents. Um, and you hire gladiators, and you like they're like archers, knights, mages, and beasts and stuff.
Classic.
So yeah,
Wait, did
so
you
it's
say
pretty fun.
bees?
Beasts,
Oh,
like
beasts. Okay. Oh, okay.
wolves and stuff.
Okay.
And they have an expansive items list that you can purchase to kind of
Wow.
like enhance your character. So it's almost like an RPG esque kind of situation where you can customize your own squad. And like it overall, I played the prologue, which is pretty much a demo, because it's still relatively in development. And early access will be out in October
Oh
of
no.
this year. You can support them now by backing them on Kickstarter if you're down for that.
Oh, okay.
And full release is planned. Early access, or I'm sorry, full release is planned in quarter of 2021. Honestly, like I enjoyed like games like TFT, but not to the extent of like multiplayer and stuff. Like I feel like there's an added stress to playing against people, but I've always liked the strategy of single player strategy games, and applying it to the genre of auto battler is why I was very interested in this game, and I am personally uh backing it as well and excited
Oh wow.
for it to come out.
Looks
So yeah.
like a more fleshed out AFK arena to me.
Yeah.
Oh no, AFK Arena.
AFK Arena, download and play
Oh
today.
god, no,
Hey,
stop,
no, don't
no.
do that. We're not sponsored.
No. Oh god, why?
Yeah,
I'm with
but
you on that one, Garrick.
wait.
I
Uh-huh.
like in terms of I think there's a lot of room because like as we've seen so far for the most part, the auto battle like the auto chess genre has been relegated to only being a multiplayer thing, really.
Yeah.
Um so I think there's a lot of room for that genre to move into being primarily single player,
Yeah.
Wow.
or
I
having
agree.
games that are primarily single player or co-op or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Where
I
you're
agree
like,
because the focus is different. It's not about balancing like between like metas against other players. It's about balancing like just like how to like I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it's a different type of balancing when it's a
well,
single
because you
player
don't need to worry
story.
about like, you don't need to worry about something being grossly broken because it will make people upset.
Yeah.
Because there's
It's a
nobody on the other
relaxing
side to
game.
make upset, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
because TFT, like I said earlier, was fun, but it gets stressful sometimes. But this game, I can enjoy it without any consequence per se.
Yeah, I get it.
I get that.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
is Gladiator Guild Manager. Go check it out.
Check
It's
it
going to
out.
be in early
Wow.
access
I just
pretty
imagine
soon
a
here, about a month.
gladiator with a helmet and like a checklist, and he's like pointing at like other gladiators, like a manager.
Yeah, for what you
Yes.
described, it didn't sound
And
like
a
manager game.
name tag, and it says, "My name is Chad."
It's yeah, it's not like a sim per se. It's not like
Mhm.
the soccer sims or something like that. It's just I don't know why they put manager.
Yeah.
Kind of weird.
But
Well,
Interesting.
because
yeah,
it is
but
somewhat of a strategy game, because it
yeah.
does look like there's some like base building mechanics and stuff like that in the game as well. So you
Yeah.
are doing some. You are a guild manager. You
Okay,
are
okay.
managing the
Yeah.
gladiatorial guild. So
I
I can
think
see where the name comes from.
yeah, I think the thought like you're used to like a certain genre when it says manager, but it's very gamified
I
strategy.
just imagined
I'd like
a
to
horrible
I just
monster
imagine.
with a helmet, and he's a manager, and he's wearing like an orange vest. And
Oh, I
a
see.
name
Oh,
tag.
I see like a sports manager game. This sounds
Yeah.
like more like a tycoon game, I guess.
Yeah. I think that's it. That's it. That's why I'm
But it's
thinking
the same
like
thing probably.
yeah. You might enjoy it
Numbers
more
go
than
up.
those other games.
Yeah, numbers go up. Yeah.
Numbers go up game, which is good.
Indeed.
Numbers go up games are good.
I'm
And
bad at
actually, I was
numbers.
thinking it'd be neat to see this type of game get the like loot RPG treatment
Oh.
of like having like repeatable dungeons and enemies that drop rare equipment and outfitting your like party with that rare equipment.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I wanted to say is that like even like I just barely downloaded the prologue. The demo's free once again on Steam, so you can try it out to see for yourself. If you're listening, whoever's listening.
Gladiator
but
Guild Manager.
they're
Download and play
already
today.
they're already like adding
Jesus.
features as we speak. Like literally today there was an update to add a new feature that they already have planned, and like there's a new panel that I just saw that I didn't see before. So they're really on the go with this game, which I'm at least happy about. There's actually progress being made compared to other early access games where they're like, just buy this broken game.
Oh no.
But so far so good. I'm proud of them.
Yay.
That it?
All right.
We-
Well, I think
Good
that's going
stuff.
to do it for us here on the
Wow.
Fat Peeps podcast. Before we go, things go up on the YouTube sometimes. What's going up
Yes.
on the YouTube?
Well, for everyone
All
that saw
of
it
it.
yesterday, there was a Gris episode.
Wow.
We
Wow.
actually moved it from Monday to Tuesday.
I thought you said it was Greece.
Grease. I call it Gris.
So
still.
grissy.
But
Oh,
it is
so greasy,
Grease.
okay.
It's the the spoilers in a future episode. I explain this more, but in French and Spanish and I think like one other language, Greece is gray in those languages.
Wow.
So
Wow.
little background to that. So that went up yesterday. You'll have this today, of course, and then Thursday we will have the finale of Child of Light and
Oh, the finale? What?
the actual finale.
Are you
Whoa,
sure,
are you
PJ? I
sure?
could have sworn there's like 3 other videos of child left.
And then
Child.
Sunday, of course, is the Call of Duty W that Garrick will be working on. So
Oh yeah,
and,
fun stuff.
Wow.
A little of everything for everyone.
I feel like we're not running out of those soon.
hopefully not.
Because we're elite, guys. We're so good at this game.
Oh, wow.
And then John,
Wow.
your stream.
Wow. Oh yeah, there's a stream, dudes. Yeah. Go check it out. Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. 6:30
Yay.
Pacific time.
There's no
Got it.
schedule right now. IE is what he's saying. We're kind of just
It's
winging
play
it.
whatever he's feeling.
Play whatever.
Oh
feel like
kind
it.
of.
yeah.
Play whatever you feel like, man.
Dude.
Wow.
So
Oh, but if you're just listening to this right now, you and depending on if PJ gets this out on time,
probably not.
we're gonna celebrate PJ and Sarah's anniversary today on Wednesday on
Yeah.
Minecraft.
What?
So that's set in stone.
Well, they're getting married. Oh, Sewa and PJ are getting married in
That-
Minecraft.
that will
Yes,
be
they're renewing their vows.
September
They've been married.
9/2/2020. Just so you know.
Yep.
That
yep.
way.
So either
how
you
many-
guys seen it?
How many
Right.
years? How many years, PJ?
Why are you saying tomorrow? It's today.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's today. What are you
How
talking
many
about?
How
years,
many
PJ?
years, PJ?
3 years now.
3 years. Wow, time
Yeah.
flies.
Today, tomorrow.
Today, tomorrow.
Yeah. I know. I feel it's strange. It feels like it's been longer, but just yesterday, I guess.
Oh, amazing. I
Kinda-
know. I remember back in the day. It, like it was
Everything
yesterday.
just feels longer, but
We were all
just yesterday.
sweating, drenched
yeah,
in
I feel like the
our
older you
own
get, the
sweat and
more
tears.
condensed and expanded
Right?
time gets for you. Like your
Right?
understanding
love
of time
prevail.
gets worse as you get older.
It's crazy.
The flow of time is
Yeah.
convoluted.
Yeah.
Oh, and one other thing, guys. Don't forget to join our Discord.
Oh wow.
Today, we are also announcing the contest winners. 2 winners.
Or
the art
you might have missed it already.
Yeah, you
Oh,
probably
depending
missed
on
it.
when this comes
Depending
out.
on-
Yeah.
Or
Okay.
depending on when they watched it.
Mm-hmm.
So Joey,
All right.
close us out.
All right, that's going to do it for us here on the podcast. Thanks, everybody, for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
Later, everyone.
Goodbye. Good night and good day.
Timmy, play that soon.
Timmy.
Play that song. The
Play
one
that
that makes
funky
you go
music.
all night long.
Night
Oh.
long.
The
Ba,
one
ba,
that
ba,
makes
ba,
me
ba,
go